Have you actually encountered a millennial or Gen Z? Did you have any conversation with them? Does this generation of people appear a bit strange to you? Are you actually struggling to understand the mindset of this new generation of people? Well, what you see and think might not be actually who they are. If you are a person trying to understand a millennial or Gen Z, and even if you are actually millennial or Gen Z trying to figure out why you do certain things and why you are so different from your previous generations, then this particular video is for you. Let's dive straight into it. There are a few places where the point of tensions are very high between millennials and Gen Z with their previous generation. One of those places is of course at home, wherein the point of tension exists between parents and this new generation. But since parents are parents, so they are more understanding and compassionate about the drawbacks of this generation. For me, the place where the point of tension is at its maximum is at workplace, where this generation constitute the junior or mid-level workforce and our previous generation like Gen X or baby boomers constitute the senior and executive level. Since leaders and managers are not parents, so they lack the same level of understanding and compassion like parents of millennials and Gen Z, which results in very high points of tension every day at the workplace. I will cover this topic on managers and leaders on how they can learn to adapt and lead this generation of workforce in a complete separate video later on in the series. Since in this particular video, I just want to focus on decoding millennials and Gen Z. Now, as per the research done by Dr. Chip Espinoza on this particular generation, there are 9 perceived orientation about this generation, especially millennials. Generally, people's perception is that this generation is highly autonomous, entitled, imaginative, self-absorbed, defensive, abrasive, myopic, unfocused, and indifferent. Except maybe a couple of them, mostly these are negative perceptions which contribute to challenges in parenting or managing them at workforce. Let me not mince words here. Millennials and Gen Z have some serious issues with some of their behavior and personality traits, but unless we decode and understand the root cause of this orientation, we'll not be able to understand them and even correct them. At the same time, millennials and Gen Z have some great unique advantages over any other previous generation, like they're being more imaginative or creative or autonomous or having more social and climate awareness, and not to mention their technical acumen. So let's start to understand them a little better. Our starting point would be studying a bit of psychology, the famous Maslow's hierarchy of need model. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is an idea in psychology proposed by American psychologist Abraham Maslow in his 1943 paper named A Theory of Human Motivation in the journal Psychological Review, a go-to model that explains the psychology of human motivation. Now, according to Maslow, people will be consumed by their basic needs before moving on to the other, more advanced needs. So he designed a pyramid model which shows 5 layers of human needs. Once the core needs at a given level are satisfied, the next level in the hierarchy will emerge more strongly and become a driver of behaviors and thoughts. Maslow's theory highlighted the idea that a fulfilled need is no longer an active motivator. Therefore, once a person has satisfied the requirement, they will seek to meet a higher need and thus moving upwards till they reach the topmost layer of the pyramid. The basic human need starts with logical needs, which basically talks about very basic needs like food, water, clothes, shelter, and sleep. Unless these needs are fulfilled, humans will not desire more. But once these needs are fulfilled, humans start desiring for safety, which is the next layer. Safety needs means physical safety as well as securing the future, so having money or some property also becomes the need of humans. Once humans fulfill safety requirements, they start craving for belonging needs, which is the next level. At this level, humans feel the need for friends or family or love or society. The next level of needs is the esteem needs, where people want to experience the feeling of pride. So, respect from others, self-respect, personal achievements, self-confidence, establishing a stature in the society. Once all these needs are fulfilled, the ultimate needs of all humans is self-actualization. In India, we would call it spiritual needs, and in other countries they might call it fulfillment needs. Now at this level, since all your basic needs are taken care of, you start thinking of higher things. So you're not thinking about a job that provides you just money, but a job that also provides you with a sense of fulfillment and engagement. Things like creativity, problem solving, or startups, purpose, fighting for a just cause, etc. happens at this particular stage. Now, although we cannot accurately map generations as per this model, since there are many overlapping populations across different generations, but we can draw a tentative outline using this particular model. For instance, the ancient group of humans, the cavemen, started with psychological needs, and that continued for many generations. The builder generation, people born between 1925 and 1945, they arrived with safety needs. For a good paycheck was enough for them. Baby boomers, people who were born between 1945 and 1965, arrived during the belonging and esteem needs. So they were attracted to club life, titles, and work-life balance. Then came the Gen X, people born between 1965 and 1980. They started at an esteem level, so they preferred meritocracy, like having degrees and certifications from credible institutions, and those interested them. Then came the millennials, who entered between esteem and self-actualization level. And then came the Gen Z, who entered during self-actualization level only. And so, you will likely to hear from this generation statements like, I want to add value. Or some millennials or Gen Z might say, I want to make an impact. They might say, I want meaning in work. Or they might say, why should I do this trivial work? They're more interested to be part of decision-making process, or solve a problem, or create a new app, or start a new business, or think out of the box, or be part of climate change movement, or let's say save water missions, or raise voice against discriminations happening around the world, etc. So even though many organizations are paying well and providing a lot of facilities, they cannot figure out why employees are still leaving. This generation is searching for a purpose, a mission they can live for. And if you cannot give them their needs, then they will feel disengaged and they will simply quit. They want to know why before knowing how or what. So with this mindset, when you look at these 9 perceived orientations of this generation, you will find that when they seem to be autonomous, what they actually are looking for is a work-life blending. It's not that they do not want to do a job, but they want freedom about how and when to do that particular job. When they seem to be entitled, they are basically looking for some reward for their work. When they seem to be imaginative, they are trying to express themselves. When they seem to be self-absorbed, they are craving for some attention. When they seem to be defensive, it simply means that they value their achievements more, and so they struggle to cope up with negative remarks about them. When they seem to be abrasive, it means that they value informality more. When they seem to be myopic, it means that they struggle to understand the long-term impact of anything. They value simplicity more. And when they seem to be unfocused, that's just because they're always multitasking. And last but not the least, when they seem to be indifferent, it simply means that they are not finding meaning in their work or relation. I really hope the mysterious fog around this generation has started to clear a bit. But it's not enough still. We still need to drill down further. Is it only Maslow's theory that helps us to understand the pros and cons of this generation? One size does not fit all. Like if you compare a Gen Z from India to a Gen Z of USA, you might encounter some similar traits, but by and large, you will find a huge difference. In this generation, technology is available to all, so that's not a differentiator. One of the key differentiators is parenting. What went wrong in parenting that contributed to a lot of these behavioral issues of this generation? That will be my next video. By the way, if you want to know about how you can manage your emotions, I will recommend you to click on this video here and watch this complete video. I will be waiting for you there. See you there.